Check, check. All right. So here we go. All right, monthly chart. We're still um, kind of holding below this weekly and this monthly, well, the monthly imbalance. Um, we did not clearly shift. We didn't. There is no shifting here. There was a displacement leg, but so far we're back in it. So let me start with YM. Still be holding, yeah, below the monthly CB. It's swept all these smooth lows. It's bullish. Um, but yeah, it is still holding below here. There's a nested weekly there, so I would expect it to probably still want to come up into there and still be kind of weak, probably. On the weekly, there has also been no shifts to the downside. So yeah, it's just, to me, it's bullish. Higher time frame. We have this weekly fair value there. Um, just relatively below levels there. And looks like we have some relative equal highs there. Smooth highs up into the imbalance again there. And then once we get up into here, if we get up into here, then we basically have smooth highs until the all-time highs. Yeah, still watching this inefficiency here. Nothing really else on the weekly besides, um, no, that's about it. Daily, nothing really on the daily besides just swing highs. I will note this high, should have already had that marked. So some sell side liquidity there. Yeah, on the daily, let's look. No shifting to the upside here, but we did shift from this high and then obviously respected it. Rebalanced these relative equal highs and then started respecting this daily fair value gap. And then, excuse me, and then held the weekly, the new week opening gap there. And this was not a shift either, so this is just looking really bullish to me still. Down to the 4 hour, we do have those relative equal lows there. This was all traded into, it did shift here, but then immediately got rebalanced, so it's a little iffy still in this range. But we did get a very clear shift out of this, and this is just looking pretty bullish here now. We did take out this swing high, but it's just formed relative equal highs, so it makes sense that it would come back where it did and still continue, or may need to come work this out just a bit more maybe. We manufactured these highs and then swept those, so I would expect a similar thing. It's kind of what it did. Could come, I could see it still coming lower here. But yeah, we have, I mean, this isn't like the most like clearly bullish range ever, but it is like, it is bullish, but I could still see, um, well, let me just get an answer right now. Weekend Wall Street. So yeah, nothing. It's just, we're just in the same spot. So yeah, that's basically it. There is a nice little 4 hour, nice one there. power fair value gap there, and then yeah, this is obviously, to me, this is the clear draw on liquidity. YM, clear immediate DOL on the highs, then sell liquidity high into the SIBI. So yeah, that's pretty clear to me. We'll go down to the 1 hour. But yeah, it's just, it came back down, held like a, came back down discount, manufactured this high, swept these, came back down to invert. So what it did was it sort of inverted back down below these. So to me that's probably good enough to really go up. But I would think that we would still easily work this range out some more before we go higher. We'll see. On the smaller time frame, looking at the ranges here. Do we have the news on? So yeah, kill zones, you've got the lunch and the PM low. So yeah, I can still see this being an area, but we'll see. Otherwise, if there's S&T somewhere within this, then it probably is just going to keep coming higher. So yeah, pretty obvious for higher for now. Could work out a bit more, but I like this first weekend. Alright. Just looking at the quarterly chart, just to see. Wow, look at that. Interestingly enough, we wick down here, but we're still. It's almost like we can just ignore the wick because it's like literally respecting this efficiency here. That's funny. I'm actually gonna note that. Funny quarterly. Yeah, it's funny that it's still respecting that. Makes sense that it would come up here and rebalance this. I think these wicks will be kind of tough to get through though, but and then you zoom in, so it makes sense. These wicks up here is going to be basically this high. This high seems pretty obvious for some sell side here. I don't sell side with me, buy side, whatever. Just all right. And then just looking at we'll look at the Dow Jones ticker too. So yeah, similar thing there. Quarterly, much more clearly respecting that there. Monthly, very similar. Weekly, very similar. This is a really nice little swing high that I probably actually do want to keep that fair. This was a very pivotal weekly fair value gap. So I might actually just make it like an inverted one. Just not inverted, but just this. We'll make it like a pink one. We'll make this a pink one. Just because it does look a little bit different. It is a bit different. So there's like a little weekly pivotal area there. But yeah, once we get into up into these prices, it'll be smooth highs up. And on the Dow Jones here, it has already traded into this inefficiency, so it is going to be kind of like high resistance liquidity to get up into there. So it may need to it may need to come down unless we're just going to like, well, these are smooth highs, so yeah, I would expect this order block that actually lines up with, yeah, so yeah, things are kind of lining up there. It would make sense to come back up into this order block and then probably possibly pull back just to, or like work itself out, since we will have swept just all these smooth highs, like come back up in here and just to have a little pullback. So we're almost back up at all-time highs on NASDAQ. On the monthly, we have a massive inversion here. Basically a BPR. And then just a total inefficiency still. And then we've just continued to take higher highs. Nothing really on the monthly, weekly. I'm just going to delete all of this. We kind of already tagged this inverted soup area. But it would be interesting to see it come back down here though. On the weekly though, nothing else besides just sell side liquidity. Daily, got it, bearish. Daily sippy there. We've already filled in this weekly, but still kind of holding below it. Yeah, on the daily, we don't really have anything inside of here. This was the daily that got respected so far. 4 hour. Yeah, this has been already been respected there. I'm gonna leave it there though. We got smooth lows here. completely rebalanced. This is a nice gap here though. And then we do have some 4-hour inefficiencies here. So yeah, those are some little levels we could come back into. 1 hour. 1 hour we're holding below this 1 hour inefficiency here. So yeah, we're still respecting that, but it does look like we inverted that, held this 1 hour, and now we're moving back up. And then yeah, on the 15 minutes, still some more inefficiency. We've already tagged into it. We've already kind of souped out all these lows, took the high. Seems like we could just shoot back up. But at the same time, if we do come lower again, could still make sense. But just looking at the ranges, we've just got that lunch low again. And yeah. Um, kind of just looking back at the weekly. Yeah, I mean, it just seems like we could like pull back and then shoot back up, possibly. Qs. Qs, we've totally destroyed that. And we're kind of respecting this fair value gap. But now we've just got smooth highs, just the higher time frame. All-time high. So there's that. We are kind of making like a wedge here. Is it the same thing with NASDAQ? Yeah, close enough. So yeah, we're kind of making like a wedge wherever you want to draw it from. Got a little gap there. Similar area. Gap, it's just a bit higher. Yeah. Higher time frame, it just looks like, yeah, we could still kind of run into a little bit of possible pulley back stuff going on, but nothing too different. Just a slight lower pricing on the futures, of course. ES also had that same pullback. We inverted those relative equal highs. We also have a wedgie look to this. So So yeah, same little area here on the daily where we held that daily fair value gap. Now we're headed higher. We've already took the highs, and then we've got this weekly SIBI with smooth highs, and then we have a daily SIBI here too. Hour. Similar little gap area here. This 4 hour got respected. Same lunch low there. We had like an inverted support resistance level, then we souped that. So that's pretty clean there that we bounced. Maybe we just work this out and then move higher again. On SPY, similar wedge look again, just even more clear than Q's. We're just up at the top of the wedge, and we still haven't run out all of these smooth highs. So I would expect this little imbalance area to be of slight significance at least. And then yeah, it's all time high. it's just slightly different on the futures chart where we have smooth highs and then we just have all-time high on this high here. So yeah, seems like futures would want to definitely sweep that. And then yeah, just a nice little gap there. But yeah, very clear wedge. If we're going to break this wedge lower, we could easily sweep down to this gap up, big opening gap that never got tapped into. So this is a interesting new week opening gap. If we did more, I feel like that would be the area to watch for bounce. But who knows? We still have that whole week opening gap here. This is the BPR. This is like the big old like breaker, I guess we call it. But yeah, nice support resistance liquidity there basically. So yeah, I can easily just suit that, maybe suit that, I don't know. Very high resistance low here. So I would probably still expect it to hold some. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, other than that, it just looks bullish for these smooth highs. Um, like immediately, it just seems bullish. Russell 2000 obviously still lagging, making lower lows versus everyone else. This could form into a quarterly imbalance, but it could just immediately rebalance that. This is like a pretty tough high to get through here. Monthly. But yeah, no crazy. We're holding the 6-month imbalance here. Kind of funny. So yeah. So as respected, I mean, yeah, I'm not going to keep that on there. All right, monthly, we did displace this low. We did create a market shift, but it's being still. This keeps closing green. It will be completely inverted or disrespected at least. And then on the weekly, just lots of stuff here. Still have this weekly here being respected, but looks like it would want to take that out. We've got another little weekly inefficiency there and then there. It's like these are smooth lows. It seems like it's running out these smooth lows. And then may struggle in here. This is just a big, it would really need to just displace this to really look bullish. Right, on the weekly, and it is being really strong here though. Like just short-term lines. Daily, there was a nice inefficiency respected here. Just gonna note it because it's nice to have on there for later reference. This was perfectly respected there. This level is really interesting too. we did end up coming back down. But yeah, up here, nice smooth highs here. If we can displace here, then longs would be really clean up into here. But that hasn't happened yet. We've already taken out this liquidity here, so if we're going to run, it's going to run up into this area here, this order block. So yeah, 4 hour imbalance is holding. A new one here. So yeah, this is the obvious, easy draw on liquidity there. But after that, it's just somewhere in here. There's an inefficiency there, but yeah, maybe on the dailies or something. No. It's still fighting this daily, so 1 hour respecting the 1 hour. 15-minute, very bullish. I think we have S&T here, yeah. So Russell looks really bullish here. So if we can get back down, manufacture this high, back down until maybe here, that could be long. We'll see. But definite smooth highs here. All right. So yeah, huge difference on the futures chart with Russell here. It has rebalanced this. We got relative equal highs still on the all-time highs. And from here, it does look like we would totally want up into this. All these inefficiencies above these these inverted lows. So that's a very clean draw on liquidity here for Russell. It's just been displacing dailies. Oops. Again. Daily fair value gap here is really strong, and this just could displace above these highs, which would make it very clear for it to come down into these smooth highs with this daily. So for Russell, to me, this is this is the obvious draw on liquidity now. Yeah, that's really obvious. So we'll see if we can hold this displacement. I would really like this to continue higher. All right, yeah, that's basically it. Looking at the flows. don't know what's going on with this. Q's, flows. Why is it doing that? So yeah, flows were looking pretty bearish. If we get rid of, reduce, what the heck? This looks completely different when you look at it without OPEX. It was bearish into the low, and then right into the low started to diverge. Calls being bought, puts being sold. So pretty bullish, though we did get some strong selling there. We're just getting some really skewed flows for next year and on the 20th, so OPEX, which I'm assuming is happening on everything. So Qs look bearish too, but it is bearish for Friday, but yeah, nothing crazy. I wish you could just filter out OPEX. How do I just do it? It's always been a problem. Yeah, I'm just looking for longs. I'm ignoring that bear flow. You can't trust it. It's almost like you just have to use this chart and like get rid of the I wish you would just filter constantly, just filter out OPEX. Actually, just filter. Alright, so yeah, OPEX is just going to always be an issue, especially lately. So, yeah. Alright, yeah, so maybe some sort of trade. Oh no, we just need to look at the comparison now. Alright, so now that we know what's going on here on higher time frame, we can look into this range. So we're coming off of a YM SMT here. The YM SMT is from the new week opening gap. We're getting that NASDAQ very strong relative strength. So NASDAQ should keep delivering higher and higher, I think. And then on top of that, we actually got a pullback here. YM set the low here, and then we have like a weird change in character. But at the same time, YM never took out this high, so all we did was like create some sort of, we created like a change in character SMT where YM did make SMT, but then like NASDAQ and ES both came lower, but then we did mark the low here with YM SMT again. So there was YM SMT, it came higher, took out the high, and now YM has also taken out the high. And then on this low, we did the same similar situation here. We moved higher, but this time YM delivered, and now we just need some sort of, to me, I think all we would need is some sort of SMT here with the wedge low. Well, lunch kind of set the low for everybody but Russell. So to me, Russell's totally in play. So I really like using this low. So I really like the immediate play being so yeah, YM took this high and then came lower here. And then NASDAQ came and took that high. So it's kind of tricky, but I do think that, I think immediately we're going to go for the highs, but we could still come back and do something. Maybe even at this low. Well, if this low is real, yeah, this low seems legit. So yeah, I mean, I think some sort of long inside of here, and yeah, there's not like super clean levels either. So I think I would just, for trade idea, I just wait for this. This is like the obvious one. Could have longed this up into the high. So I think I just need more data for a trade idea. But other than that, it just seems higher time frame or bullish, and we just need to look for some sort of. I'll probably get more intel doing my review, but yeah, it just seems like look for long SMT, and I think we need some YN SMT lower inside of this range here. So somewhere into here, I'd look for a long if we don't just immediately rip. But yeah, Russell's looking pretty good too. So long on Russell or on Nasdaq, either one. It's kind of weird though how ES is being strong here, and since Dow Jones was really strong, I think yeah we just need that. Yeah. This was a bit of change in character, so this could be this could have been a short here that's still in the cards, and then we had like a change in character there. So yeah, maybe we're gonna get a nice little pullback. Yeah, looking back at the flows for the next few days, it was slightly bearish leaning for today or for tomorrow on Qs. SPY slightly bullish for tomorrow, and then just far out bear for OPEX. But yeah, so I think I just need more intel, either price action wise, continuing to print, or in my review, I think I'll be able to nuance like what really happened at these lows and stuff, since I wasn't paying attention to these last week. So yeah, candle profile expectations, bullish for the weekly. So yeah, maybe we eventually get some sort of soup of this wedge for a long. We got like smooth lows here, kind of where it was kind of complicated, and this change in character. And I would want to see Russell kind of play out though, which it looks like it is about to. So there could be a short here on the Dow. Yeah, there could be a short here on the Dow as Russell swoops these highs without the Dow. So we'll just wait for a key time frame. So yeah, actually, I think the immediate trade is a possible little scalp short on the Dow if Russell can come and sweep this smooth highs without the Dow, and that kind of makes sense for the Nasdaq with the way it's moving too. So yeah, short YM or RTY Q scalp. All right. Where's my intel here? Oh yeah, we didn't even look at the news. All right. So this is CPI week. Monday nothing, Tuesday nothing, but Wednesday's a big one. Thursday's a big one. So yeah, pretty good week to trade. Should be a nice little PPI week, and yeah, so we'll be watching this for those nice big moves. And Monday, Tuesday, we'll just be looking for scalpy internal range type of trading. So yeah, just avoid the end of the day on Tuesday, and yeah, that's kind of the focus, I guess, this week is not really focusing on just crushing it P&L wise, just getting back into the swing of trading. And even if I lose every day, it's like that's valuable information to figure out what's really going on. So that's actually how I'll approach the week. So yeah, that's it.